There are several ways you can depict joy in a design project with the use of the design elements. In this tutorial, I'm going to be using color and visuals to create drama. Tunji again from Caesar Graphics. Welcome to my channel. I'm the Caesar, and in this tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create a movie poster that grabs attention. If you need the exercise file, simply make use of the link in the description section of this video. So sit back, relax, and keep watching. So I'm going to create a new document now. I'm going to click on file and I'm going to select new. All right. So I'll give this project the Joes. Okay. And the width for this project is 890 by 1113. So the resolution is 72. So the reason why I'm using this portrait frame here is because I'm planning to post this on Instagram, so I'm using the Instagram portrait frame. Okay, so I'll leave every other settings the way they are, and I'm going to click on the create button. So the first thing I'm going to do now is to drag my background in from the exercise file. So I'll drag that and drop here. Then I'm going to hit the enter key. All right, so I already created this background for you guys. I would have loved to show you guys how I was able to achieve this background, but doing it is going to take forever. All right, so I'm going to drag the picture of my characters in now. So I'll drag that and drop here like that. All right, so then we need to create separation. All right, we need to separate the subjects from the background. So I have this image that you can also find the link in the description section of this tutorial. If you're used to my tutorial, I'm sure you are going to have this image on your PC. All right, so I'm going to drag this and position this somewhere here like that, and I'm going to change the blend mode here to screen like that. Let's just move it out a bit, like that, and move this to a bit to this side. Okay, and make this here like so. I'll make a copy of it by dragging and dropping on the new layer icon, and this should come right here. All right, let's just move this to somewhere here. So now the other thing you need to know how to do when creating a movie poster is adding depth to your characters. So I'm going to teach you guys how I do this when I'm designing movie posters or when I'm working on projects like this. So I'm going to select the layer of the characters now, and first I'll reduce the saturation of the color because the orange on the face of the character is too heavy for the project. So I'm going to dial that down like that. This is good. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to change the color of this character's outfit. All right, I need to make it have touch of purple. All right, so I'm going to use color balance to do that, and I'm going to click on the clip icon because I only want this to affect the layer of the characters. Yeah, then I'll change the tone here to shadow. Now, the reason I'm using shadow is because if you look at the color of the character's outfit, is dark. All right, and Photoshop is going to read this as shadow, and that's why I decided to change my tone here to shadow. So I want to add purple to this, and I'm going to move this from here and add magenta to it by pushing this down like that, and then add just little red to this. So I'll move this down to this side, and this is exactly what I am looking for. Then I'm going to hit Ctrl I on my keyboard to reverse the mask because this is affecting the face of the character, which is not part of the project. All right, so I'm going to select the brush tool here. Then I'll go under the brush settings here, and I'll scroll till I get to the soft round brush like that. And I'm going to increase my brush size, excuse me. But if your brush size is too big, you can just reduce that by using the square bracket. Now make sure your foreground color here is set to white. All right, then and make sure you are on the thumbnail of the color balance. Don't forget, it's very important. Now I'm going to gently apply the brush to the layer mask of the color balance to bring back the color balance. All right, so I'm going to do that here. Then I'm going to add hue saturation again. All right, so I'm going to do that now by clicking on the hue saturation adjustment here, and I'm also going to click on the clip icon here. Now, the reason why I decided to add the hue saturation is because the shirts of the character here is blue, and I don't want the blue to be as heavy as this. All right, because the goal here is to focus on yellow or orange and purple. So I'm going to reduce the blue under the hue saturation here. I'll go under blue. All right, I'll go under blues here, and I'm going to move this down like that. All right, because I only want this to affect the shirt of the lady. All right, like that. This is good. All right, then I'm going to add curve adjustments and select the clip icon, because I want this side of the project to, to be a bit darker, because I want more focus on the face of the subjects. All right, so I'm going to select the clip icon here. I already did, and I'm going to move this down like that, and I'm going to hit Ctrl I to, the reverse the mask, and I'm going to increase my brush size, and I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to make sure that my foreground here is set to white. Then I'll apply my brush to the thumbnail of the curve adjustment to bring back the curve to the project. All right, so I'm going to apply. All right, this is good. This is good. So I need to move this down. All right, I need to move the pictures down. So I'll move this down a bit like that. Right, this is good. So we need to separate the characters from the background more, because right now the background color and most especially this side of the project, the subject is not really visible like the way I want it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to call this rim like that. Then I'm going to hold on Alt and place my mouse in between the rim glow layer that I just created and the curve layer to clip this inside the layer of my characters here. Then I'm going to select the brush tool. Then I'm going to hold on Alt and sample a color from here. Then I'll change my blend mode here to screen. Now make sure your foreground color is set to this color that I have there. So to apply, to select this color here, you need to hold on Alt and pick the color, and then you have it here on your foreground. All right, so I'm going to increase my brush size, right, like that, and I'm going to softly apply the brush to this side of my subject here. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing, applying it here. I'm going to make my smooth 0. Making this be on 20 is going to make your brush, it's going to make you have slow movement of your brush, and that's not what we need now. Okay, so I'm going to just apply this here like that, and do the same thing here. And then for this side here, I'm going to make the same move again, apply the brush. Then I'm going to hold down Alt and pick this color from here. Then I'll make the same move by increasing the size of this, and then apply the brush to the character here. All right, make the same move here like that. I'm going to hold on Alt and click on the new layer icon here, and I'm going to change this to hard rim lights like that, and I'll change my mode here to color dodge and check the fill with color dodge neutral color black here and select the OK button. So I'm going to make the same move again. I'm going to hold on Alt and make sure that I clip this inside the layer of my subject here. So I'm going to hold on Alt and bam, and that's it. So then I'm going to start, I'm still going to be on the same color that I have here, and I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to reduce my brush size. Now this time I'm going to change my flow down to, let's say 19, 18 is fine. Now the reason why we're adjusting the flow is because it's better we have the the ability to control the strength of our brush. All right, so because I want to be able to control the strength of my brush, that's why I decided to make my flow 18 like that. All right, so I'm going to start applying the brush now to the project. So I'm going to just do that here like that. So for this side here, I'm going to hold on Alt and pick a color from here again. And this time I'm going to reduce my brush size and then apply the brush to the arm of my subject here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to increase my brush size and then just kind of apply that here, right here, like that. Like that. Let's see. Yeah, this is beautiful. All right. Then I'm going to hold on Alt again and pick a color from here and then apply the brush to the scarf like that. I'm going to apply it here. Just push this in. So for this side here, I'm just going to make the same move. Make the same move like that. Okay, and for the side of this lady's face, I'm just going to apply the brush to the side, that area. So I'm just going to apply that there. Okay, then I'm going to switch to white here, and I'm going to change my flow again to, let's say, let's make our flow 50, like that. And I'm going to gently apply this here, here, like that. Right, so I'm going to apply it here, like that, right here. So for this side, I'm just going to gently apply it again. This is beautiful. So the other thing I want to do again now is to add more highlight to my characters here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select curve here and I'm going to select the clip icon. Then I'm going to move this up like that. All right, I'm going to move this up like that and I'm going to hit Ctrl-I to reverse the mark. So we need to add highlight to the face of our subject here. The shadow on the face of our subject is beautiful. It's just the highlight that I think we need to enhance. All right, so I'm going to increase my brush size here and I'm going to make sure my flow is still set to 50 and I'm going to just apply the brush to this area like that and apply the brush to this area here, there, like that. We'll make the same move here, and here, like that. So let's see the before and after. This is the before and this is the after. So we can even still push this up like that and go under the curve, the mask of the curve here, and then let's increase the feathers so as to soften the edges of the mask. All right, so I'm going to move this here like that and look at this. This is looking beautiful. This is looking beautiful, guys. Let's boost this project more. Let's add more depth to this, but before we do that, we need to put this in a group. So I'm going to shift select all the layers and hit Ctrl-G on my keyboard and call these characters. All right, we'll call these characters like that, and I'm going to pick any layer and I'm going to call this layer glow. Then I'm going to hold on Alt and sample this same color again. I so much love this purple color here, so I'm going to make sure I'm on the brush tool like that. Make sure you're on the brush tool and make sure that on your brush settings here you are on the soft round brush. Don't forget. All right, so I'm going to increase my brush size like that, and I'm going to click once like that. Now listen, make sure your flow is 100. Don't forget. I'm going to click once like that and change my blend mode here to screen. Then I'm going to activate free transform with Ctrl T, and I'll make this real big, and this should come right here like that. And I am going to make a copy of this again, and this should come somewhere here like that. And let's see if we make one more copy, and this should come right here with less opacity like that. So then there's something I did not remember to do here. We need to change the color of this glow here to the same color that we just applied to the project now. So I'm going to select hue saturation and click on the clip icon now, and I'm going to move this till I see the purple color that we've been using on the project. So I'm going to keep moving, go back. See, I think, yeah, this is it. So I'm going to increase the saturation like that, and let's move this a bit more like that. Look at this. This is exactly what I'm looking for. So we have -81 on the hue and plus 21 on the saturation. All right, so I'll click here, and I'm going to select the clip icon. So this should be on -81, while this should be on 21 like that. Boom. And this is exactly what I'm looking for. All right, so then I'm going to select the glow copy 3 layer, and I'm going to drag the image that I saved from Getty Image. All right, I'm going to drag that and drop here, and I'm going to make this real big like that. All right, and what we need is just this side here of the image. All right, so I'm going to hit Ctrl J, and we don't need this anymore. So I'm going to put this here, and I'll change my blend mode here to screen, and this should come right here, and I'm going to activate the free transform, and this should go down like that. All right, so I'm going to hit the enter key like that, and I'm going to make a copy of this, and this should come right here like that. All right, now we're getting to the interesting part of this tutorial. If you have not subscribed, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you enjoyed this tutorial, simply give it a thumbs up. If you have anything you want me to know, kindly drop it in the comment section of this video. So let's continue. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is to take this to Camera Raw. All right, but before we take this to Camera Raw, we need to stamp visible the project. So I'm gonna hold down Control Shift Alt and E. Then I'll convert this to a smart object. So the idea of converting it to a smart object is, just in case I'm not really okay or satisfied with the Camera Raw settings, I can always go back to my last move and make changes to it. All right, so I'll go to filter now, and I'm going to click on Camera Raw filter like that. All right, so I'm going to start with basics. So I'll go under basic here, and I still want to have more of the purple. So I'm going to move this to this side. All right, I'm going to move the tint to this side like that. And let's just have touch of yellow, just a little touch of yellow like that. This is good. All right, so under the exposure here, I don't think we need to do too much here. I'm not going to touch the exposure, but for the contrast, I'm going to increase that, because I really want the shadow on their faces to be more stronger like that. And for the shadow, all right, now shadow is going to affect the darker value of the project. All right, so I'm just going to push that down a bit like that. All right, so for the white, I'll increase that a bit, because I want to have just a little touch of highlight on their faces like that. And I'm going to leave the black. I'm not going to touch that. So for the texture, all right, I'm not going to touch the texture, and I'm going to go straight to vibrance here and crank that up like that, because I really want to make the colors on the mid-tone more pop. So I'm going to move that up like that. All right, this is good. Then I'll close this, and I'll go under details here. I'm going to increase the sharpening to add more contrast to the pixels. So I'm going to increase that like that, and this is cool. All right, then we need to go straight to the color mixer. So I'll start with the saturation here. I'm not going to touch the hue, and I'll go under purple and increase the purple color like that. All right, I'm going to increase the purple color. Look at this. All right, look at how shiny the purple is. I love this. And for the magentas, all right, I'm going to just increase that a bit to make that pop. All right, I'm trying to make this color help up. As I'm going to make the orange +8 like that. This is good. And I'll go on the color grading. Very important. So under the color grading, I'm not going to touch any other thing than the midtones. Shouldn't be too much. Good. This is good. All right. So I think everything is fine. So I'm going to select the OK button now. Bam. Look at this. Look at how beautiful this is. So let's see the before and after. So this is the after and this is the before. I think I prefer the camera roll, or call it camera roll, right? Let's just call it camera roll. All right, this is it. So this is beautiful. So the next thing we're going to do now is to add our text. So I'm going to be very fast with that. All right. All right. So now the name, all right, the title is covering the head of my subject here and is not really helping at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to the folder where I have the characters, and I'm going to hold on Control and click on the thumbnail of the characters here. And I'm going to make sure I'm on the thumbnail group folder here, and I'm going to select the Add Layer Mask button here to cut that out from the title. Now this is happened the other way, so we need to reverse the mask. So I'm going to hit Ctrl-I to reverse the mask, and look at this. This is exactly what I'm looking for. All right, now so this is the final project. Wow, I'm glad you made it to the end of this tutorial. If you have not subscribed, remember to hit the subscribe button, and also remember to click the post notification bell so you get notified when I post my tutorials. Share, like, and comment on this video, and if you're able to achieve this tutorial, kindly post it on your Instagram page, and remember to tag me. My Instagram handle is at Caesar Graphics. Thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.